It is time to manifest another episode. I really want you to prepare today. Our special guest is directly from India. He's a truly leader, and I'm just bringing it to the table because he's gonna contribute so much to you in another way. And in order for you to know who he is, what honor it is, I will give you this video so you can see it.
Dr. Nitya Prakash is a versatile personality, a writer, a banker, a management expert, an investment consultant, software engineer, motivational speaker, media man, all rolled up into one. He is the author of several renowned books, and he is the recipient of multiple awards, to include the National Pride Award, Torchbearer Award. He's also been nominated for the Helen Keller Award and Padma Shri 2020.
Welcome, Nitya. Thank you so much for being here. I know that it's late over there, but you just very generous. You're just here with us. I'm so excited. It's a so pleasure meeting you. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much, Daniela. It's a pleasure all mine. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yeah, I just love it. It's just so generous for you that you are in here. And I just wanted to give you to the audience, like, you know, you are such a leader. You are being recognized as ambassador in your country. You know, what is something about your life that you really manifest? Because you even, you know, you're in a film, you were in a movie. Can you just say how you manifest all the things? Were you doing it? Were you just planning that like when you're like a little boy and dreaming about it, playing around it? Can you just tell me more? I wanted to know that.
Okay, so I come from a typical class, middle class Indian family. And I was born and brought up in a very small town in India called Lucknow. So it stands for the city of Nawabs, Lucknow. I come from that city. So since I was a boy, I was 12 years old, I used to buy second-hand books while I was studying in my school because we were not very fortunate that time. And that was the time I really wanted to write some books one day. And 15 years later, the same place from where I used to buy books, second-hand books, I was signing across the copies of my books as a best-selling writer. So life really gives you what you want. All you have to do is manifest it. So I always manifested.
So you're saying that you were, first of all, like, you know, buying book, and you were reading this book, and then you, from there, you were saying like, I want to write a book, because you've been writing now a lot of books, and you know, and on Amazon you can go and look at it. So this is how you started, like, you started to manifest because how you been feeling at that time?
So what happened was I never thought that I'll become an author someday. I always loved reading. I won't call myself a voracious reader. I would call myself a ferocious reader. I read like anything. So my childhood was more into books. I used to spend my time into libraries. So I once thought that yes, someday if I'll get an opportunity, I will become an author. But that was never planned when I grew up. So then what happened in the year 2012, while I was working for a bank, that's when my fiance, who she met with a car accident and she died on the spot. So that's when, after her death, it gave me an opportunity to pen down my first novel. So my first novel was a tribute to my girlfriend who passed away in a car accident. And that's when my journey in the field of writing started. So something that I manifested when I was a child that came true after an incident that happened in my life. So God gives you, and it tries to find you and gives you those ways in which you can bring some positivity in your life. I also believe that a human being is just like an atom. When an atom breaks, there is a release of energy. It completely depends on a human being what he does with that energy. Either he can make electricity out of it and brighten his life and that of others, or either one can make atom bomb out of it and destroy his life and that of others as well. When I was given that opportunity, when my life was completely shattered, broken, then I got that opportunity and I tried to utilize that energy and convert it into a form of a book. And slowly and gradually it became a bestseller.
So you're saying like you know, I'm sorry that you have to,
Yeah.
you know, alive. So you were in love with somebody and that person passed away. So out of something that the grief that you have to go through, the loss, right? What was in your mind? How you were doing in your mind in order to convert this in something so successful, you know?
What happened was, Daniela, I'll tell you, what happened that time, I had no other option. Either I could have taken an escape route, I would have got into drugs, I would have taken any other escape route into alcoholism or any other, which usually, generally, 90% of the people do.
Yeah, but you know,
Or,
this is something that is what I'm gonna just start to right now there. How, you know, your boy, because there are people that been getting cheating, they divorced, they fail, and they're become on drugs, they're becoming an alcoholic, and they, you know, they lost their money, they because they, you know, it's one getting another because they can't hold it, the pain. It's just like it's so much. So, you know, because then you can't manifest anything but looks. You went through all that and you manifest, you know, your book, you know. So how you went from here to there? What was something, what habits you were doing it, you know, habits, routines you were doing in your mind that you can manifest that?
what happened, I never thought that I'll be writing a book. I used to write my diary that time. So during that time when I was penning down my whatever were there in my feelings, I was trying to put it in the form of my journey in my diary. I was putting that down. I never thought that it'll take a form of a book someday. I wrote that down. But then once I thought, what if she was not dead? She was alive. If I can change something in my life, because I am the creator of my book. God has done something in my life which I cannot change. But I am the creator. I am the person who is giving birth to my book. So I kept her alive in my novel. And that was my revenge to God. I will not say that I have taken a revenge to God, but I would say I wanted to keep her alive in my memories actually. So I kept her alive in my novel. And once you read my novel, I'll give you a copy. Once you read my novel, you will realize that she is still there. And whenever I want to meet her, I can open my book and I can read through those pages and she's there. She's smiling at me.
So the way how because you have to confront the pain. It's not like
Correct.
you just you name it. So the way that you convert that pain was writing in your novel as if she was alive and you were having all those things, you know, that you would have it if she was being alive. So
Correct.
so that's how you spend your time grieving your time. It's like writing something that you would like to happen, you know, if that would be alive. And so then, you know, you started to bring more books. So you manifested out of taking something so deeply suffering, and then you turn it in something so beautiful. Like, so that's
Correct.
how you are going in a paint every day, just chill, like this. Just wow, this is another view of it. Like, okay, you know, you find your space, your space in writing it in the way that you would like to be. So you kind of like were playing with the imagination. You were playing with your fantasy, with your desires. You were just living over there, right? This is kind of like, for me, it's like they
Correct.
you converted.
Correct. And that's why I channelized my energy in the right direction. Instead of taking those escape routes, I thought that I'll make something more beautiful out of my pain. So all the pain, the suffering that God has offered me, I converted that into a beautiful book, which people will read in the times to come as well. And as they say, books are immortal. So even if once I'll die, the people, the generations to come, they will go through my book. They will read my book. And she will always be alive in that book. So that is my gift to her when she passed away.
So now we're going that is so this is so like, if you take a look at it, you know, like in the audience right now, it's somebody being lost, somebody, you know, like when you lost your mom. You know, I've been seeing a lot of friends being lost in their mothers right now. They're like this, you know, like you don't can't see it because you were not thinking there's going to be a novel. You just started to write it as it is, right? And then that's how it becomes that beautiful, because now you are a very big leader of it. But every started when you started to deal with your pain in a way that it was beautiful. So how do you think you are? You know, you are a business consultant over there. I know that you help a lot of people's entrepreneurs to the end. So how are you manifesting all this life right now? And what is something that you do, that you have that methodology? What is something that you do every day to keep you creating more and more, you know, good for people, that you are contributing it to all this? What is something that you do?
I'll tell you, there is a very famous quote in India, and it is in Sanskrit. I'll tell that quote to you. It goes like this: Santushta Dvijanashta Asantushta Eva Partha. It means the moment an individual or a human being is satisfied with himself, his journey ends over there. He's dead. So, dissatisfaction, I believe, is the key to success. So, the more you are dissatisfied, the more you will be successful in your life. Since I
Can you
started
say that it
working,
again? Can you say that it again? Can you just go deeply on that?
yeah, I'll tell you.
I'm taking notes. That's why I'm like,
Okay,
you know, because I really want the people to take notes with everything it's saying, because it's important to realize in it, you know,
correct.
the learning. You know, you're my teacher and I'm in a class. You know, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
So, so, so this is a famous quote by Chanakya. Chanakya was a famous saint in our country, and who was responsible for making some of the biggest kings in our country. He made someone in the Maurya Empire a very big king in India. So he said that Santushta Dvijanashta Asantushta Eva Bhakti. So that means the moment an individual is satisfied with himself, that very moment his life is over. He's dead. So dissatisfaction is the key to success. Because once you are satisfied, that means you have nothing new to achieve in your life. So if you are dissatisfied with yourself today, say for example, if I'll say that I have written a book today, but this is not my best work, then I'll start writing another book, which I will assume that it is going to be my best work. But once I'll complete it, I'll be like, no, I can write even better. And this writing better and better, making your goals higher and higher, and then aiming towards it is the key to success. And that is what is important in a human being's life. So I started my career as a probationary officer in an investment banking organization. I was an investment banker in 2010. And then when this incident happened in my life, then I left my banking job and I went into training and development. I'm also associated with Government of India in the Niti Aayog, which is a chapter of Government of India for the skill development in our country. I am a part of it, wherein I train individuals and entrepreneurs how to start a business and take it to the next level. And that really helps me to connect to a larger segment of people and help them manifest the kind of life that they really want. Because I believe,
How you started to do this? Because you're doing a lot of for people, right? And then this is another culture, but what is something different over there? Because there, the market, it's more, you know, competitive. It's like even the population of itself, it make it more competitive. So what is the doctrines that you use in order for they can manifest the life they wanted? So what is something that the first thing that you started to focus on them and the education, what it is?
so in India, the major problem that these individuals face is they don't have mentors in India. So there is a lack of mentorship in India.
Right, but
And the mentor,
it is a lack of mentorship. So you know, I know that you provide that, right? But what is something that you get to say, okay, in your first day, in your first week, you know, what is something that you really focus that they have to apply in their life right away? You know, let's say I'm the student. I'm right now, you become my mentor, and I'm next to you. So what is something that you are telling me to start to do it right away?
So the first thing that I tell them is I ask them to unlearn everything, because the journey of learning starts with unlearn. So whatever they have learned so far, I ask them to forget everything. To start on a fresh page, so that whatever I am telling them, they understand everything. Because a human being is just like a mobile phone. A mobile phone has a stipulated amount of memory in it. And if you will try to download more and more information, it will overflow. You will not be able to contain that thing. So that's why I'll tell you a very small story from Buddha's time. What happened? There was a saint who came from all over the globe. He traveled across the globe and he reached Dalai Lama in Nepal. He met him. So Dalai Lama was sitting in his office. And then the disciple, he came and he said, Lama, I want to understand what is life. And I want you to teach me what is life. I want to understand the deeper meaning of life. Then Lama said, can you see there's a kettle, there's a tea kettle kept next to you? He said, yes, Lama. He said, can you pour that tea in my cup? The cup was already full. He started pouring the tea. And then what happened? The tea, because it was already full, so the entire tea starts overflowing. Okay. And then he poured the entire tea from the kettle in the cup. The tea was all over on the floor. And he said, Lama, what did you do? Because I already told you the cup was already full. And you were still pouring a lot of tea in that. So it overflowed. So he said, my boy, if you really want to understand the deeper meaning of life, empty your cup and then continue. So you have to keep your cup empty. Then only you will understand that. So whenever they come to me, I tell them, forget about everything. Start afresh. Because I will not be teaching you anything. I will not be mentoring anything to you. I will only be your facilitator. I will be facilitating your experiential learning. So I let them commit mistakes. If they really want to commit mistakes, I don't stop them, because I want to make them learn from the mistakes as well. And then I also tell them from my mistakes, which I have, because I believe I am successful today because I have committed a lot of mistakes in my past.
Okay, so what you are saying is when and that story that you kind of like bring it to it, it's like, okay, so here we are, you gotta empty your cup. So that means that you gotta forget what it is in the past.
Correct.
You gotta forget what is in the past. You gotta let it go and start from zero. So you gotta use like forgiveness. You gotta like resetting yourself in order to start today, rather than say, okay, all this happened to me, right? So okay, so this is something. And then what is another part that what routine you do in your life to start from this empty cup? Because I know you tell a story to a friend, but as a you, because you have a lot of success in your life, how you keep that empty cup?
I'll tell you, Daniela, the most important part is we only think that we have to forget about our past failures. But it is very important to forget about your past success as well. Because success is also a burden that you have on your shoulder. Suppose I'm delivering a big talk, a big TED talk on a very big platform today. I can't carry all the burden of my success. Otherwise, I will not be able to deliver that talk with ease and confidence. Because I'll be afraid, because I have to carry that brand value which I have created in the market. But once I'll go to that stage without any fear of losing anything, then I'll be able to deliver my best. And that's what I believe is very important. So anything which is there related to your past, be it your success or your failure, just forget about it. Concentrate on your present, because present is a present and you have to accept it gracefully. So whenever I go about delivering anything in front of my trainees or the people who come to me, I tell them just one thing, and that is fortune favors the brave. If you really want to do anything, you have to be brave. You have to take that risk.
Okay, but look, did you know this one thing is to tell me, okay, you have to be brave. I'm like, okay. So how do you develop start to be brave? So give me an example how, if I'm here and I just, and it's a limited, resources right now, in the face of all these obstacles, how I can, develop myself to being a brave being.
Okay, so I'll tell you. The first and the foremost important step is understanding who you are. You can't be brave until and unless you understand what your strengths and weaknesses are. And most of the time, what happens is we try to cover up our weaknesses. We should not do it. We should accept our weaknesses gracefully and we should work on our strengths. Today, suppose maybe I'll say that I want to be a great singer, but if I don't know singing, I'll fall flat. I won't be able to do that, no matter how brave I am. But on the other hand, if I say that I want to pen down the best book of my life, I know how to write, I can do that because that is one of my strengths. But if I really want to work on my weaknesses, if I have a plan of action for that, and then I go about doing something on that, definitely it is something which is achievable. So first of all, understand yourself, understand your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Once you have done that, your SWOT analysis, then only you will be able to be brave. Because a brave person is also who's sensible, who's sane, who understands who he is, who understands his surroundings, who also understands all the things which are at the bottom of the pyramid. That is the hygiene factor. And then only he goes about and takes that risk. So
Okay,
that's about being brave.
so how this is like this? You're saying, okay, understanding yourself. And I'm just like, you're saying, oh my gosh, she's doing a like very basic question. And I'm just doing this basic question because I want to make sure the audience understanding that this is a self-development that you got to do, a work that you got to do it right now with yourself. I'm asking this question because I want that you ask your questions where I'm asking and you saying to yourself, what are those questions? So when you are saying, okay, who I am, what is my weakness, what is, what is something that you recommend to do in order to become a brave being? So what is a question we have to ask ourselves in order to make an scan, like who we really are?
Okay. So the first two things that you have to do. The first thing is jot down, take out a piece of paper, jot down 10 things that you love doing. Okay. Whatever you are good at. 10 things, only 10 things, just one point. Maybe I like writing, sketching, cooking, okay, dancing. I'll write those 10 points.
So I'm writing here, okay? So I'm writing
Correct.
here 10 things. So I have
yes.
to write 10 things that are something that I like, that I love.
Correct. 10
okay.
things that you really love.
Okay.
Now jot down 10 things which you think that you can make a difference in others' life.
Okay, write 10 things what?
Which you think that you can make a difference in others' life.
Okay.
Like, for example,
can you
like
give
you
me
can
an
motivate
example
people.
of you, for example?
For example, you can motivate people.
Okay.
You can pep them up.
Okay. So 10 things that you can give to others about you.
Correct.
But it has to be your being, not like you just give another people food. It's just like what is some qualities that you can share with other people.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I like
so
that.
These two areas would be your strength. Okay. Now, just jot down 5 things which you think you are afraid of. It can be anything.
So 5 things that I think that I'm afraid of.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Now, once you have written that, you have actually analyzed what are your strengths and your weaknesses.
Okay. So I analyze all that. Okay.
Yes. Now, once you have drawn that, you understand that there will be a lot of things that you have jotted down in your strength, which will cover up the weaknesses which are there. Might be you will say that I'm afraid of hypocrites. Okay. I don't like hypocrites. I'm afraid of them. So once you say that, You have a quality to understand people and change them. Okay, you have people management skills. So when somebody is a hypocrite, you have a quality that can easily minus that quality, which weakness that is already there in that. You can easily work on people and help them get away with that kind of habit which is there in them. Because most of the time, people who have that weakness, they don't even understand that where it is coming from. So try to look at those qualities which can help you eliminate those weaknesses with a plan of action.
Okay, so let's give you an example.
Hmm.
So let's say, because this is something I'm gonna apply, you know, I love to talk.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I love to talk. You're seeing it,
Okay.
right? And I'm
Yes.
interrupting you many times. So I was like, you know, I really want to go and get it, what it is.
Yeah.
And then what happened is when I tried to write, you know, when I started to write, and I want to write a book, but then I see, well, it's not my strength, you know, writing in a second language, for example, because, you know, my language is not English. So what you're saying is, if I find an app that will help me to write it, and I find somebody who will help me to put that in a better way, I can become a writer.
I'll tell you what it is. There is a friend of mine. She's a very good orator. She can talk on any topic possible, but she hates writing. When I asked her to write a book, she said, I won't be able to write, Nitya. I'm not a writer. So what I said is, there is an app. There is an app that you can use that converts your speech into text. So I said, whenever you have any of your thoughts in your mind, just speak and let it flow. You get that copy. Now you can send your copy, which is spoken by you in the form of a text. You can send it to your editor. He will edit it for you. He will refine your work. And so it is your original work.
Right.
So that's how you have worked. Yes, correct. You had a weakness, but now with your strength, you have covered that weakness.
So it's kind of like you solve the problem you cover with your own thought. When you analyze it, get like hey, you know, I just give you that example of myself, because a lot of people can have example about themselves. So it's kind of like when you do this scan, you can really say, okay, this is how I will do this. So for example, if you want to create a business, right, and you're saying, well, I don't know how to sell, right? So I didn't have the capacity to go, because we said that, you see, even when you say it, it's wrong, right? It's not, it's not that wrong, it doesn't help us. So and instead he's like, okay, how you can find a team who sell, or how you can find material over there that it will help me to sell, right? It's kind of like you find the resources. Okay, I got it. So you know, so I just wanted to make sure that I got it. So then you become more brave, because now you feel that you are capable. Now you believe. So you know, I literally, I found Grammarly. You know, I was against to use that app. I was like, but then when I started to see it, I really I get confident. I'm like, and I'm writing now, like, because I feel, you know, brave about it. And that is how you overcome something, right? So rather than be waiting for a long time that happened, you just face it. If that's what you're saying, you just face it in a way, and then you find a way how to face your weakness. If that's how you're doing it, okay.
I only said that accept your weaknesses.
Right.
Okay, if you will try and say that, no, I am good in grammar. How can I be bad in grammar? Accept it, you don't know it. There is an app that can help you make it better. Accept it. Once you have accepted it, nobody can take it against you.
Woo!
The art of doing it is accepting it. That's the key to success.
So what is something else that we can do, like, for accepting? Because, you know, when you are accepting yourself, you don't feel like this anymore. You feel like brave, right? So that is kind of hoping to manifest. What is something else that you encourage, that you do in your life in order to manifest this life that you want to, you know, because you're really living a life very beautiful. So what else you apply to yourself? What is another methodology that you have over there?
I am quite spiritual. I believe I'm a God-fearing person. I believe in karma a lot. And I believe that whatever we do, we reap the awards of and the rewards of whatever we have done in our past. So I try to make sure that I do as many good deeds as possible. And I try and find out some time for myself, for my soul searching. And in order to do that, I meditate. I chant mantras of Hindu mythology. That really helps me refine my soul, and that makes me very confident as well. And trust me, Daniela, I have been practicing it. There was a time in my life when I never used to do that. I was a complete atheist. Whenever somebody used to tell me that, Nitya, let's go to a temple or a church or somewhere, I used to say, no, I don't have time for that because I believe that it's a human being who can do anything. I still believe in that. But what I also believe that there is a power that is guiding each one of us.
Okay,
power,
right there. I'm gonna stop you right there, right there. Okay, because this is something like the power, because I believe in that too. And that is actually that everyone has that power inside of it. It's not everyone else inside of it. But how you you do the meditation, it's look like that you on top. So what is your style of meditation? When you say, because you say people are meditate, but how you to say you meditate? You just sit there and you just listen to your voice. You just listen to the thing. You just listen nothing. Or you hear something. You put some song. Like what? How long you meditate?
So my meditation timing is from 40 minutes to 80 minutes. So that's the period that I do on a daily basis, between 40 to 80 minutes. And how I do is I chant the mantra of Om. Om, which is connected to Hindu mythology. I just chant it as many times as possible. I don't keep a count of it because most of the time people fail is they keep a count of it. They say that I will chant it for 108 times, 1008 times, or a specific number of times, and half of the time they spend is counting. That shouldn't be done. Just chant, and breathe in, breathe out, and chant Om as much as possible.
How you do that? Can you show me?
So what I do is I sit in this condition, in this posture, which is the yogi posture in Hindu mythology. I sit in that posture. I keep my fingers like this, and then I chant, and then I chant Om. Om. So this is what I do on a regular basis. So all the vibrations that it creates.
You do that for 14 minutes, right?
Yeah, I do that for 40 minutes.
Can you because somebody else was trying to teach me. Well, it was giving an example, but it was kind of the end of the interview. But now that I have you, can you explain me more? Because I think that is your secret, how you tap your power. I'm pretty sure that's your secret. Is that your secret?
Correct. Yes, it is my secret. It is my secret.
Yes, I found it. Okay, that's your secret. That's something that I want to really, deeper inside here, because I know you have so much knowledge, but I'm not going to be able to talk about that. But I'd rather to get the secret, because that is secret. And then myself, trying to do the own, but when you're saying it, I can feel the vibration. And basically, when I'm meditating, I forgot that I have this.
Okay, wonderful.
I love it. So just kind of like I feel the vibration, so I know that it's something different. So when you're saying the what is something that you have to say in order to have that vibration? Because when you just said it, it was long and I feel it. Can you just explain me more how that works?
What you have to do is you have to sit straight. Make sure that your back is straight. Okay, straighten up your back. Sit like this. Take a deep breath and then chant. Take the deep breath, and once you put the breath out, then along with that you have to say chant Om.
But is all M? That's it.
That's it. Om. Om. That's it.
How long you say the O and how long you say the M? Like O M. How long you say that? It's the way that when you change from O to M. I wanted you explain me first the technical part, so then I can practice it. Because the first time I couldn't.
Okay, so I'll tell you. You have to stress more on the alphabet O.
O.
M will take a little bit of time. Okay.
Also,
But
aim
O
is
has
just a
to
little
be,
bit.
yes. You
So
have to make sure that once you are saying O, then
so
with M, you have to stop.
okay,
That's
and you do this for 15 minutes. How
yes.
long you repeat the just to have an average?
So average, if you ask me, I do it approximately 1,500 times.
Okay, you see, that's something that I want to, just to know, because then I'm gonna know, okay, if I'm be doing it 1,500 times, that the mean then I'm doing the correctly. So it's 15. It's Y 1500. That's the time that you repeat.
So the mystery number is 1,008. If you will
1,000.
do it, if you will do it more than 1,008 times, that's the secret number. So if you see any of the saints in India, if you will visit them, they will ask you to chant it for 1,008 times. Okay. So it's a connection with the Hindu mythology that we have.
Okay,
Okay.
but I wanted to know the
1,008.
secret. You see, if I didn't ask you, I will know you know. So I didn't know about that. So it's 1,008.
Correct.
That's the
1,008.
time that I have to repeat it in order to get the frequency.
Correct. In order to get that frequency, you have to repeat minimum 1,008 times. And once you do it on a regular basis, you will automatically start doing it. Okay. And it will cleanse your soul also. So it helps you, because once you will start doing it, all the negative people will start going away from you. So in order to make sure that the negative people are away from you, negativity is away from you, trust me, I am sitting in Silicon City of India, which is Bangalore. And this is one of those towns which is infected by coronavirus, okay, which is a major threat these days, COVID-19. And I'm sitting in the society where a lot of people are infected as well, but nothing has touched me or my family as yet. And I believe the major reason is because of my positive and spirituality as well. So negativity cannot even touch you once you have a lot of positivity inside you. And
Because
that
it's
keeps
love,
you
right? Because it's love. Because
correct,
the positive,
correct,
because you are vibrating in a positive, and that never
correct.
touch you because your cells are fully complete. Okay, I love it. And you know what? Time is going so fast. So can we do at least 2 minutes like our own meditation? And like, because I want to just see people get it until and see and practicing with you, because I love the way how you're sounding. It's your vibration, and I wanted you guys started to do this, like not kidding, started to do this very simple exercise, but it's the key to tune into, the universe, tune into the power. Your power goes out, and then if there's something goes out, something good comes in, right?
Definitely,
So
definitely.
that's your secret. I got it. Okay, that's why I wanted to do this. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's sit like this, and we will chant Om for 11 times. Okay,
Okay,
we'll try and do it for 11 times. So let's do it.
okay.
Om. Om. Oh. 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 Thank you.
Oh my God, you know, I just feel that calm. I just feel like a power. It really does. You know, even I was just, you know,
Thank
with the instrument, but it's just like this calm on you. It's not even like I'm excited. It's not that. It's just like a inner peace, and
Correct.
that's it. And I think that that is happiness. That's
Correct.
happiness. That's
That's happiness. That's happiness. Correct.
right. To find inside of you is that momentum. So that is like relented, you know. It is so simple. You can see, oh my God, what is this, but you know what, practicing, it's just like I really inviting you to practicing. And that's why intentionally I didn't know I'm gonna have this with him, by the way. It was just, it's all coming in this cleaning of manifestation, because I really want the people get what is manifestation. What is something that you know, and it sent me asking question, because we already come to, can you believe it's already an hour? It's going to be an hour. I can't believe it. I just like, oh my God. So what is something that you is like, Daniela, you know, this is crucial that everybody understand how they can manifest.
Okay, so for me is in order to manifest, just believe that there is a power beyond you, and also that happiness, as you said, is in you. Once you have accepted it, you can manifest anything that you want in your life. Just believe that happiness is in you, and we all are working towards one single thing in our life, that is to be happy. We buy cars, we buy properties, we spend a lot of money, we go out on world tours. What for? Because we want to be happy. But we don't realize that happiness is in us. Happiness is in me. And once you understand that, you can manifest anything that you want in your life.
So what is something that you've been doing in order to have the happiness in you? What else is something that you've been having in yourself in order to do that?
I don't connect my happiness with anything else in the world. When somebody asks me, why did you do that? Like recently, I gifted my mother a very a jewelry that she wanted to buy. When people ask me, why did you do that for her? When people ask me, I told that I did it for myself. I didn't do it for her. Because when I see her happy, I become happy. So when you accept it, when you understand it, that you are not doing anything for anyone else, you are doing everything for yourself. And once you understand that that is the end result, and you start focusing on that, everything else becomes easy.
So this
So
is
now
why
I
you're
have
saying this is when the empty cup is happening.
yes, that's how it is happening.
Oh, that is the empty cups happening. So happiness is not when I'm gonna go to Hawaii. It's not when I'm gonna do this job. It's not when I get happiness. Is when you are truly yourself in here, and everything you do, you're not attaching to anything else outside. Your happiness is you. So this is how you can manifest, because you are in tuned with a vibration that bring all that to you, right?
Absolutely.
You know, you know, it's been taking me a lot of interview to get this, but you know, I'm getting like very crystal clear. So I know the time is really fast. Can you just, you know, go back to it, how you've been in the movie, you know, I want to just tell people a little bit more that, you know, like the technical part, like how were it possible, you know, what it was something that you would believe in that can happen, you know. I just want to, you know, that it's how you manifest.
Okay, so I'll tell you something. What happened was my first movie, I worked with a very famous director in India called Prabhu Deva. So Prabhudeva is a national award-winning director in our country. So he was directing this movie called Rowdy Rathore, which was a remake of a southern movie, southern film in India. So what happened was I was in Mumbai for a book launch that time. And somebody told me that, Nitya, why don't you go and visit this director who is in a coffee shop? You might land up getting some work from him. So during that time, I was like, I'm not interested in work, but maybe I'll go and just meet him and I will give him a copy of my book. And that's when in a coffee shop, when I saw him, I was like, wow, maybe someday I'll work with him, and maybe someday my dream will come true when I'll get an opportunity to work with him. And that's when I went and I met him. I didn't ask him for work. I just said that I'm an author. I have been writing books. I have written quite a few books, and I'm your very big fan. And this is a copy of my book. And he said, why don't you autograph and give it to me and jot down your number as well? I'll read the book and let you know my take on it. So I was like, okay. So I autographed and I left my number as well. 5 days later, I got a call from his office and they said that Mr. Prabhudeva wants to meet you. So I was like, okay, might be he liked my book and that's why he want to meet me. So I left all my work and I straight away went to his office. And that's where he was sitting. And what I saw is the richest actor of Bollywood is Akshay Kumar. He was sitting right in front of him. And he said that, Nitya, I'm planning to make a movie with him. And I want you to do the screenwriting of the film. I just love how you write. And something that I manifested 5 days ago that actually came true without even me trying to do anything, because all I did was I manifested it that time that maybe someday if I'll get an opportunity to work with. And after 1 year, I was sitting at the premiere watching that movie with the actor, and it was a very successful film at the box office.
Wow, this is not amazing. And you know why? It's like, you know, you don't have to do all these rituals about manifestation. It's because your life is constantly about happiness inside of you. And so whatever you are thinking, the universe just bringing it to you, because you are constantly every day, and that inner, there's nothing outside make you happy, is inside. So, you know, I have one of my best friends is, you know, from India, and I have people are like, so your best advice is to start to meditate, to start to themselves, right? That's your secret, right? That's just something that is for you. It's able. I'm so honored to meeting you. I'm so excited. You know, I can believe it's an hour's already passing it. It's almost a passing an hour. I can like that. I can be all day question, and I'm so like grateful. So, but I know that you have something for everyone here that's watching this show, and we tell them, because I know that you're so generous. I can't believe it. I know. Can you just tell them, you know, what is
so? I have recently released my book of quotes called Happiness is in You. And that book is available on Amazon Kindle. So whosoever is watching this show right now will get a free copy of my book, Happiness is in You. So they can look forward to it.
Oh my God, that is so like, thank you so much. This is amazing. You know, one day everybody read the book. It's for free. You know, instead you buy it, just like for free. He just give it to you. It's like, oh my God, thank you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. It is time to manifest. It's over. Thank you, everyone who has been watching. And please go and practicing 108 times the Om, because then you will start to, you know, synchronize it, like, you know, have successful like this. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Same here. Bye-bye. Bye. Take care.